Got it. Let's start. Okay, so we know most of time when we want to put a contract, put the offer, first step, ask for land title. Normally, listing agent will have land title. If you want to save the $10, then you ask from listing agent. If they are too busy, they are lazy, then they will tell you pull out by yourself, then go to screen 2. But lots of realtor will put it in the documents on the MLS. So first step, check land title. Do you know why? You're so cute. Keep looking at me. Look at yeah. Check land title because we want to know the seller is the real owner. Yes, last time I mentioned. Some tenant, they're really bad. Yeah. They hate their landlord. They sell the landlord house and left.
Did you heard there's a big fraud in Shanghai?
Shanghai. I heard about Toronto.
500 million.
Mm-hmm.
One house.
No, like several houses, and the lady.
Sell by tenant.
Sell by the tenant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is important. Don't just skip the step for land title. Okay.
Big chance.
Yeah. Yeah. So we need to go to. Let's just use this as example. So from the land title, where you can see the owner's name. Okay. Property Development Corporation. So this case, they register under company. Most of time it's like a joint venture, that's a owner's name. So who remember last week, lawyer talked about two type of ownership? Who can answer?
Joint.
And
The other one.
yes,
Ah.
two title. One is joint tenants, one is tenants in common. Who know the difference? Who can answer the difference?
Joint tenant is you.
为了你终于上网，然后你就That's okay. 现场比较好了，不要偷懒。Okay, so joint venture and
joint tenant is one of the owner died, another one owns the remaining.
okay, this one didn't pass the exam yet. That's who can tell me?
But I think it's right.
Joint venture, yeah, you are right, but joint venture doesn't, you explain this way, people are scared. Someone died and then it's yours. Yeah, so joint venture normally happen in family. So husband died, wife has 100% ownership. So we register as joint venture. And tenants in common is partnership. So it's more like me and Eden or me and Dapo, we want to invest house together. We write the percentage. So I'm 30%, he's 70%. If I die, my kids can get 30%, or the person on the will can get 30%. But if we register wrong as a joint venture, the first joint tenants, then Dapong get all my share.
水后办个手续呢。
水后办个手续. Okay, so you look at the ownership, and what's another thing we need to pay attention when we listing of the we're not listed, but we are purchase. Even we are purchase, we are buyer agent. Yeah. If we see title only have one name, what the next thing you want to ask?
Dollar consent.
Yes, dollar consent. Yeah. So if only one name on title, then next question you need to ask the listing agent: Is there a dollar consent? If they say no, she's always one person, never have a partner, then that's okay. If they do have partners, or the partner even they are common law, if they stay in that house, we need a dollar consent, because you don't want to put an offer and then find out there's a fighting, there's an issue, and the other party doesn't want that house be sold. So that's the two things you want to look at the land title. Okay, and today our topic is not land title, so I'll come back. So we come back to the purchase contract. So we want to confirm the seller's name is correct, because some realtor put it on the MLS, they will say undisclosed. So we need to see the land title to put the name. And they say undisclosed.
Someone says private person.
Yeah, because some people don't want they have their reason. They want other people know their sale. But for undisclosed, if you're a listing agent, you have to ask the seller in writing. It's not you decide. They don't want to disclose. You need to let them decide. Okay, and buyer, we represent buyers. So first thing you want to get the legal name. So don't just use a nickname but some people when they buy as investing, they don't know who is the third party yet because they probably has couple partnership. Most happen in commercial, but residential it also happen. If like me and Dapong again, we want to buy the house, but we want to put the third person because we don't have enough money. But maybe sometimes we don't know who they are yet, or sometimes they don't want people to know the third person. Then we can put what?
Nominee.
Yes, nominee. He been my assistant for 6 years, so we can add nominee. But lawyer or the other party don't really like to see nominee because that is quite tricky. But if you put it in, that means you have a freedom to switch name.
Oh,
Switch the third person's name because you don't know who is your partner yet. But like banker don't like it either. I mean, they don't like it, but that you can change. So you just add one more person as nominee. So because you don't know who will be that person yet. It happened. Okay. So land title, municipal address. For example, your name is 不要用大红的 Okay, my name is Vivian Lee. One day, there's a realtor. Her last name keep change. I don't want to say who she is. She's famous. Keep change because she keep remarry.
oh.
So that's mean I want to say your name can change, but your ID is same since you were born. So municipal address, that's mean it may be changed. For example, I will tell my customer 4 ending is not lucky. Chinese don't like it. If your address is 44, not in your culture, but in our culture, we don't like 4 because it sounds like die. So we will go to city, pay $800. I don't know now how much. Before it's 800. You can change to 46. We don't want to choose 42 for the feng shui. You want 46, so you go up. It's more lucky. Then you can change to 44 to 46. That's your municipal address. But legal description will never change. So it doesn't matter how many times you marry, your ID, your identity is same. But your name can be changed.
So is the most updated municipal address can be found somewhere?
Yeah. But one time I asked my seller change number, and she's at the process of change because sometimes it take long. But we sell already, and then the buyer was shocked. It's full. It's not like you say 6. So they say we don't want to buy it, but we say it's on the process. So then they wait. They put the terms till possession. If the address didn't change, we don't want it. So yeah, my previous admin. Okay, so
what's the number she put in this one?
legal description. Yeah, you need to come here. So what your first line you'll see link 0039365102. That's a link. That's a thing and short legal. You put those number in. So this will never change. Doesn't matter your address been changed to 44, 46, 42. They don't care. But legal won't change. So this is the only number you can find the real identity. Yeah. So you don't be lazy and just put the address because it could be wrong. So you need to put both. So legal description, block, lot. Okay, you can see on land title. Do you have a question?
So municipal address doesn't matter?
It's can be changed. So you need to fill both. But if the first one change, second one won't change. So same as your name maybe change. Your parents give you the name, you don't like it, you change your name. Or you marry different husband, you change your last name. But your identity is same, right? Always same. So that's 2 meaning, municipal address and legal. Okay, unattached goods. What's the standard unattached goods? both, I mean, so,
Appliances.
Yeah.
Fridge, stove, dishwasher.
Yeah.
Laundry machines.
so in the contract, if it's attached, it's supposed to stay, we don't need to write it again, like light fixture. Or anything, the more arguing part is like people put the TVs on the
Mount.
wall,
Yeah.
TV mount, it's attached. So if we don't write it in, or attached, stay. Unattached, you need to write it in, otherwise it's portable. It's like furniture, your bed, your sofa, you can take away. And so most of the time you need to write down fridge, stove, washer, dryer, microwave. Some people put it in, some people not necessary. Garage opener. I like for a long time ago, I didn't write that and I need to buy for them, but it's not expensive. It's a universal
Opener
way.
means the
Opener.
remoter.
Yeah,
Oh, they can do it away.
you need to put it in. Oh yeah,
I thought
some
part of the control of.
you need to write it in. You need to write it in. And
So-
early time, there's a attachment central vacuum
Okay.
because there's a built-in, but there's an attachment. So if you write central vacuum built-in, a built-in you don't need to write because it's built-in. But if you write attachment and they don't leave the attachment, then so this is all small thing, but you need to confirm. Because at one time, my buyer, I didn't write, I just copy or I forgot to write the attachment. But when they come in, there's no attachment, I need to pay by, I mean, that's my way to resolve it. I buy a new attachment for them because the owner took it away. Because they say it's not on the contract. And storage shed, if you want to write it in because it's portable
Storage.
at the backyard.
Oh.
The storage
Oh,
shed,
that one. Okay.
yeah, for tool. It's some are portable, some are not. If they have nail fixing,
Right.
then another issue we need to watch is a RPR,
Yeah.
real property report. You need to put anything permanent. So if you, it did happen to us, like that storage shed, they stay here, they put the nail, but they say, then the buyer said, okay, then you need to update RPR for me because it's not on there. The RPR is not updated because it's a bird eyes. Then another person will say, okay, then I'll remove it. So it depends on, you want to pay money on updating the RPR or you want to remove the storage shed. Yeah,
How much is it to update the RPI?
RPR 600 something or 700. I don't know if it's increased. And storage shed is 1,000. So you can decide.
6 to 1,000.
Yeah. But some people will say, okay, I didn't put on the contract, so it's unattached. You didn't say storage shed, so we don't need to. But most arguing is about this, yeah. But me, I will suggest my client, if we're listing his agent, we don't put it in. But no, most people won't say, I don't want it. But so we give it to you, but we don't want to update RPR. We use it as a, because we can give it to you for free, but the rule is that we don't want to update for you.
And nowadays, a lot of listing say you should accept the RPR as is. That means they don't want to update the RPR.
As is quite dangerous. If they don't want to update for you, you don't know what happened. It could be a big problem. So don't take. Normally, as is only happen in foreclosure. Because you have to, because there's no owner, court take back. But if there's a seller, they tell you RPR as is, don't accept it. Your lawyer won't suggest, because it could be small thing, could be big thing. You have to, maybe you have to remove a whole garage because there's a utility right away. City need to pass it to dig out something, there's a cable line. So don't accept RPR as is. Okay.
If it's RPR gonna expire sometime soon?
No expire, but if it's really old, I do sell some house, they are 1920 RPR.
Oh.
We kind of will wish them go back and get a stamp to prove it's never changed, because it's hard, like fence, you build the fence, then you need to update. You build from the, you build from the new home, when builder give it to you, the RPR has no fence. And after that, most RPR updates for fence and for deck. Because when you take the house, there's no deck. Yeah,
And then, so one more thing, so some the sailor, they just rebuilt some front deck. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean?
yeah, from deck.
And this deck is, if this deck is no more higher than 60
Yes, if it's
millimeters.
quite low, it's
Yeah.
like more like a patio.
Yeah.
You don't need to put it in.
Yeah.
It's treated as grass or gravel, then you
60 centimeters.
I forgot
Yeah,
how
yeah,
high,
yeah,
but regular deck, you need to. Even if you rebuild the deck, if it's identical size, you don't need to update.
Yeah.
If you rebuild the fence falling down, you rebuild it. If it's at the identical same spot, you don't need to update. But why they want to update? Because some people, they build a fence, they pass the line, they pass to your neighbor's line.
Oh, yeah, it's an encroachment.
But encroachments need two-party agree. But if you pass, they don't know. That's a time for arguing. Yeah, lots of people, when they sell house, then they read the RPR, they found, okay, our neighbor passed my line. They can ask you remove it. Okay. So attached goods except for, so all the attached stuff you presume you will stay, but except for what kind of thing you want to write in. For example, we just mentioned TV mount. Because if you took it away, we will request you fix the wall and repaint. Then people will say, okay, then I would rather leave it there. Because the next person, they can just hook their TV. If you want to take it away, we'll request you paint it. That maybe costs more trouble to fill the hole and repaint it. And another thing, what happened to me is there's a really high ceiling house and they have permanent Christmas lights there. And they move away and they didn't remove it. But people don't think about they need to remove. My buyer, Korean lady, remove it in 24 hours. They have hired somebody with a very high ladder to remove the Christmas lights because it's not on the contract. They don't want it. Yeah. So anything attached, because they think the Christmas lights is attached, but they don't want, they will put it there, we don't want Christmas light, then they have to remove. Okay, that's attached and unattached, understand now? But most unattached goods, you need to write clearly, otherwise they don't need to leave it to you. So if you didn't write microwave, you don't request a leave-in microwave. Washer, dryer, most people put appliances in. Some special thing they don't want to leave, they will write here, like except for example, most of times fixture light, and they say crystal, very expensive one, or like Tiffany, they'll write it in, say this is a souvenir from who, they'll write. So they say attached goods except like chandelier in living room or fixture light in master room. Another thing they will put it in is a curtain.
Or furniture.
Most, because unattached goods will write all blinds and curtain, because we don't want them to take the curtain away. But people, some people's curtain are matching their bed set. So they will put it on attached goods except for, unattached goods except for. Anyway, you need to clear here. Don't just presume, because smoke is arguing can come from here. Okay.
So curtain in regular is attached. But if they want to take away, you need to put on the except for.
Yeah. No, it's not because attached or unattached, but it could be arguable.
Okay.
Because like some people think you didn't write. We do meet one of my seller took away the closet whole shelf, all empty inside the closet. On the possession, I say, no way, put it back. So they put all the closet shelves back.
That was considered to be attached. Right?
That's attached because I say it's attached. You couldn't took it away.
It's mounted on the wall.
Yes, but they don't know they took it away. They took all the shelf away, and when the realtor go through, they were shocked. but it can happen at foreclosure home. Foreclosure sell as is, then they can take away anything. Because I do have one foreclosure house when on the possession day, the previous owner, they became tenant because it's foreclosure. On the possession day, they remove everything, even cabinet, kitchen cabinet, all gone.
Kitchen
But-
cabinet.
Yeah, they have a right. They take away all appliances, cabinet. Some are hate, they with hate, so they can destroy the house. This is as is, but most of time it's not this case. It's absent. You will have full of junk in the house when it's foreclosure because they are just leave. They just like, yeah, we handle lots of houses full of junk. So foreclosure house you cannot control. Okay. So purchase price,
So foreclosure house that need also a purchase contract.
yeah, of course.
So
But most of time court or leasing or lawyer, they'll give you their contract. But they are used the standard when they cross something, they don't warranty.
So the seller will be the court.
Huh?
The
Yeah.
seller.
Bank.
The court or the bank
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it won't be the.
owner became tenant. Yeah, because they didn't pay rent.
Do they change the lock
They
after a
change,
house becomes
of course.
foreclosure?
Yeah, of course, they change a lot.
Unless someone.
But-
lives in there.
But if they can stay there till house sold. So I did show one foreclosure house. They don't want it sold, so the way they do is they have lots of cats inside and
Lots of cat.
and they let the cats pee and poo on the carpet. So we just, when we show it, we cannot breathe. And they have they just to make it really messy, don't want the house.
So they can sell it.
They, yeah. And I also show another one foreclosure, it's a drug dealer's house.
Drug.
Yeah, you can see the bullet on the window and you can see the hole from master working class, there's a hole. And people can just jump out to the garage and then you can see the bullet. Also, you can see the whole process, imagine how they, there's a gun shooting, yeah, okay. So that's a funny part to be a realtor. So purchase price for residential normally is including GST or it's not GST related. So when we say 500,000, it's 500,000. But today we're just talking about residential. But if it's commercial, you need to be very careful. You have to add plus GST. So it happened at our Camel Airbnb because consider commercial or happen in any business. So when I first time I sell a business, I didn't change this one, I forgot, or I used the wrong contract. Anyway, I didn't put the GST. I end up paying the GST myself. Yeah, 5%,
So
it's
you
a lot.
mean the price showing there is the price that the buyer need to pay in the full amount.
For residential resale, we don't have a GST involved, so we just put the price.
The price. So
Yeah.
That's the maximum
But-
amount the buyers pay.
We want to pay,
Okay.
like, not maximum, like, if this house is listing at 580, you want to starting with 560, then you put 560, the offer price. And nowadays, if it's competing, you want to put 600. And some people, I can teach you how to compete together. Some people will bid with the highest price plus 1,000. That's the way you want to get, but to be safe, because they can put any number,
Right. Yeah.
then you put a maximum
Maximum.
up to how much. Otherwise, really hard to get, I mean, if it's 20 over, 10 over, you don't know how much you need to get it. So some people even leave it blank, fill your number, but don't be higher than. That's a way, but at the end, if they do choose you, then you need to put a number, because we're not allowed to put the uncertain number on the purchase price. Or we put a price, but we can leave a note separate, tell the realtor. Our people want to bid with the highest, but not over highest plus how much. Yeah, that's a couple ways to competing offer, to get a competing offer. Another way is I use write a letter. Write a letter is when it's competing, like Caroline, when Is that you, my assistant? At that time, Caroline by the house? Oh. No, that realtor is not here no more. They beat many times. They didn't buy a house. They are from Toronto at that time. I said, okay, I write the letter for you. So I asked them, give me their family photo. And it always so cute. There are 3 kids. So I write the letter and send the photo. That time, the owner choose our offer. We're not the highest, but they see the photo, they feel okay. Because when it's only number, they don't have feeling with any buyer.
Sure.
But if you send them photo, but it must be cute. Don't send don't send your own big picture in, and they don't want to choose you. Right. So you need to find something, and we write a story. I say, oh, we have 3 kids. We really want to move to Calgary because we're not affordable. It's not affordable in Toronto, and we think this is good environment for our kids. I read for them, and that time they got their house. Yeah. So
And then you
that's
got
my
a
own.
letter from the seller, I need money to hospital.
Okay, so competing offer, there's a couple ways to get it. So one is use if this is an investor house, like very only land value, you write the letter, they don't care because they don't care. They only want the highest number. But if this is a homeowner, they live there for long, they're old couple, they will be buying the letter because they want to confirm, make sure the next owner also love the house. Yeah, okay. Only on this situation, don't write letter on every time because because maybe they don't have time to read 20 letters. But that is my own creation. We didn't really teach everybody, only our own realtor. Okay, so 2.1, that's 2.2 is GST. So when you deal with commercial, you need to be watch out. Or when you deal with Canmore Airbnb, when I say Canmore, because it's only there. Calgary Airbnb you don't because it's not legally. But Canmore, because of zoning, they're on the hotel zone, short-term rental. So it treated as commercial. So then you need to say price plus GST. Because if you don't put plus, it will say includes here. And then you need to cross 2.2. Okay, let's go to 2.3. The possession date, completion. Normally, we definitions at noon, 12 o'clock. So here on the contract, say by 12 noon. So at 12 o'clock, you call the lawyer, confirm they receive the money and release key by noon. If past noon, sometimes you need to buyer, if they still didn't receive the money, buyer need to start paying high interest rate, the overhaul by the whole amount. For example, it's 800,000 house. If you money didn't in, you pay prime plus, it will be shown on the contract like later. Most of time it's like 13 over 10% interest rate day by day and whole amount. It's not only the amount you on your mortgage. So your buyer need to first they need to confirm they get a mortgage approved, they have the money, and they meet the lawyer and the land title transfer. Everything needs to happen by noon. But for lawyer, they will receive the money, and then you can release key. So do not release key for seller. Do not release key without confirming with the lawyer, because sometimes you presume you release key. They can end up without paying, and they have the key. Okay, and represent buyer. Do not presume you can do anything before 12, or even after 12 if the other party didn't receive your money. At the first year, I don't have experience, so my buyer book a furnace start cleaning in the morning. And I think, why not? Because they are paying, and I got the key the day before, right? So I let them in. But the owner went back before 12 to get something they forgot. And they found out the buyer is inside and have company clean the furnace. It's not their home after 12.
Yeah.
But they call us, say they're going to talk to their lawyer. I said, why? We're cleaning the furnace, what's wrong? but then they come back say, it's not your home yet,
Yeah, yeah,
first.
yeah.
Second, if anything happened before 12, for example, if it's on fire, if anybody hurts in the house, the worker, whose insurance? So now I know, do not release key, do not just secretly give your buyer key, say, don't enter before 12 at the,
No, we can't.
yeah, don't give them key before 12, okay? Yeah, because it's not, still not their home. You don't know they will enter the house or not, yeah. Okay, understand now, completion date? And also completion date, on the completion date, seller still pay everything, property tax, utility. So lawyer adjusts from next day. Buyer start paying from next day. So lawyer will adjust the property tax and your utility, they will cut down. But on that position day, still all the bill still on seller. It's all like agreed. And as a buyer agent, you need to go and get a key from seller agent. You don't say deliver to me. No, that's a rule. Like buyer agent needs to be the one pick a key. Whatever seller say, seller agent say, maybe seller agents will come to our office pick out the key. Could be far north and house far south if they are bad. Come to our office pick it up. Most of the time, for me, I'm the solo agent. I like to leave the box there
Yeah.
till they get the key. They don't need to running around to. But some listing agent, they don't care. So that's it's just like you be nice to the other party. They will be nice to you. Yeah. After the possession, then you remove the lock box. Yeah. Okay. So GST we know 2.2. If it's plus, then you need to cross it. But most of the time it's not plus. Okay, possession date down 2.4. Seller represent and warrants that on completion date, property will be substantially the same condition as when this contract was accepted. Okay, so normally we expect the house is similar as the day you build it. So when you go into the house, if there's a hole, there's a hole. Unless you put on the contract, tell the seller you need to fix it. If you didn't, you put it on the position, you need to fix it. It's not the contract. So it's the same condition as the time you build it. So it's not become better or substantially worse. But if it's normally wear and tear, I say normally because sometimes the position could be really long, like over 3 months. Then you couldn't say they have to be same as 3 months ago because normal wear and tear is okay. So what kind of situation will be arguing the most is dirty. Like we expect is more standard is clean. When you build a house, if it's really dirty, don't expect it will become clean. What will happen? Because it's tenant occupied, or the owner has depressed, or I mean, when they sell the house, if they don't clean it, don't let your buyer has a presume it will become really clean. It will be similar, but for that case, I will just pay for the cleaning fee. But sometimes small thing help both parties be happy, just do it. But if you can put in the contract, then you can save the money from your pocket, right? So normally, before we like to put in the contract, professional clean, provide invoice, or clean the carpet. But if it's a Kirby cost list or we're recording, he will cross it.
Where do we put these information? Where do we put these?
Later on, at the turn. But they, because 2.4, they don't want to let you arguing for at this point. Before we do have argument, house is dirty, and call the lawyer. Lawyer deduct hold back $100 to $100, and then lawyers start say no more. Don't come back because if it's junk, there's a junk that's dirty. Unless it's huge junk, then lawyer will send a letter to the other party. Okay, but we will suggest our seller, if we are selling agent, that's our job to educate them. Professional clean, let the next buyer happy. even leave a detailed notes, tell them which day is a garbage day, where's the mailbox location. Some owner even leave a small gift, chocolate, wine, or given a really good house manual like about it. Then buyer quite happy, make it the process smooth. Don't argue for, yeah, if it's dirty, I mean, if it's me, I will just hire my cleaner, clean up. Don't because of those small things that both party unhappy. Yeah, okay. But to prevent it, you can also put it on the term. Later we'll talk about term. Okay, general terms. Normally here you don't you fill in, but you want to know what's inside. About it, and you read it. I can.
General terms. 3.1, in fulfilling this contract, the seller and buyer agree to act reasonably and in good faith and agree that A, unless the seller, buyer, or both have agreed to alternate representation, the seller and buyer are each represented by their own sole agent, and those agents have no agency responsibility to the other party. B, the laws of Alberta apply to this contract. C, Alberta time applies to this contract. Time is of the essence, which means time and dates will be strictly followed and enforced. D, business day means every day but Saturday, Sunday, and statutory holidays, and includes all the hours of the day. E, a reference to the seller or buyer includes singular, plural, masculine, and feminine. F, the seller will disclose no material latent defects. Material latent defects means a defect in the property that is not discoverable through a reasonable inspection, and that will affect the use or value of the
Okay,
property.
you can stop here. So any question before A, B, C, D, E, F? Okay, then let's talk about F. So seller will disclose only if you know, right? So there's a case, my seller, they do know there's a pipe leaking and they call the city. They think that's city's responsibility, and city check it and say that's your own responsibility. They only fix the surface. They didn't fix the whole pipe, but they didn't disclose. They didn't tell me, they didn't tell buyer. And after buyer purchase, they do home inspection. Oh, they do or they didn't. But anyway, they didn't find it. After they move in, there's a flooding. And then they go to city and check, there's a raker. Actually, seller no. So their lawyer sent my seller a letter. I want you to deduct 30,000 to replace for me to replace the pipe because you know that it's on the city. So my seller was mad, and then we talked. I told her, you didn't disclose, and if there's a record in the city, you know that you didn't tell me. So buyer doesn't know too, and also that time is competing offer. So I think seller buyer didn't have a chance to put the inspection, but they do increase 30,000 to get the house. So I told them they increase it for you to replace the pipe. You just put it anyway. I let them change their point of view. They were really mad. Then they come down and say, okay, yeah, we didn't disclose, and buyer did increase 30,000 on top. So we use this money to replace the pipe. So they after possession, they do reduce another, like refund another 30,000, just because they didn't on the contract. The seller will disclose. No.
Should we ask them?
When we're listing, we normally want to ask any hidden problem. Seller will tell me no. Like this case, I did ask. He just told me it's a toilet or something. So, but they found it on the city. So, also I told some customer they have flooding issue. I say don't call city first. There's a raker. Okay. Otherwise, you couldn't pretend you don't know. That's one thing.
So the pipe problem.
It's a pipe, underground pipe, but it's inside their property line. So city says your own responsibility. If it's outside, like in our front, outside the boundary, city's line, then that they will come and fix it. So at first, our customer thought it's cities, but they check it's in their boundary.
Even it's like the owner didn't do anything.
If they didn't go to city, they probably really don't know.
I mean, the reason they go to city is because
They-
the city will pay.
Yeah, they
If they-
so city will
Yeah,
pay.
right? If
And
they-
city check and told them it's your own responsibility. And they end up didn't do anything.
So it's very like strict the rules that if it's in your boundary, it will be yours.
Yes, yes.
Doesn't matter what
But
happens.
we sometimes we don't know whose responsibility, so we call city first.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So you need to disclose. Another thing, another case is Mike Seller told me we have a mouse issue. Doesn't matter how many times I have the company come, the mouse still come here and having lots of small like as a wall nest.
Yes.
And yeah,
That's the
and when they want me sell the house, I told them, I told them I have to disclose because you told me, I know that. Then they choose another realtor. That didn't, but that's your choice. Because if I know that, I need to disclose. Because our seller told me they need to sell because they are Buddhism. They cannot kill the mouse. They have trouble. There's always, but I say, okay, then I have to disclose because I know that,
We can
right?
borrow a cat. And that's not needed.
So 窝了呢，一直生一直生这样。So I mean, then they choose another agent and they didn't tell them. But I mean, to me, if they told me, I need to disclose. So sometimes I would rather, I don't want to know too many things. Okay. Another thing that would be like somebody suicide inside or there's a like murder. You don't need to disclose 10 years ago. But if it's on the news, if everybody know, then you don't have to repeat. Like for example, if it's happened just last night on the news, the Edgemont son killed the father.
Last month.
Not last month, couple like during the COVID. And then that's my friend's neighbor. So if it's on the news, if you are the listing agent, you don't need to disclose because it's on the news.
But
It
does the news says that?
It
Very exactly.
presume everybody know. If it's a big on the news, then you don't need to repeat again.
But does the news says the address of the house? Or the street number? Normally they don't.
No, we
I
don't.
I don't know, but this is a standard, like if it's on the news, we kind of think it's a public information and you don't need to disclose.
But even if I
But
read the
if it's
news-
secret, if it's a hiding and you know that, or your neighbor will say that, then you better disclose.
And within 10 years, if it's more than
Five,
10,
actually
years.
5 years is a few, or if it's a ghost story.
Go for house.
Some people can come back and sue you because if you know there's a some weird spirit and you
But
don't.
where you know from? The seller?
You know what, there's a website there's a city website, not for those news or, yeah. But for most of the website will know if it's a marijuana before this house been growing lots of marijuana or, yeah, you can check from website.
At HS.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
if someone died in the house 6 years ago, then you don't need to include this information.
if it's naturally die, that's fine.
Murder,
Yeah,
Murder,
6 years ago.
we kind of feel 5 years is the range,
5 years,
yeah,
okay.
or we don't need to repeat too many times, like even though it's more like somebody in jail just coming out. You might want to say, I was just come out from jail, but you don't put a sticker all your life, right?
And do you disclose that information under terms or where do you
We don't
disclose it?
disclose anywhere in
Uh-huh.
public, but when there's an offer coming, when they want to put an offer.
You tell them.
Yeah, because you need to discuss with your seller. You don't disclose in public on everywhere. Like because it's own, you don't know they are the buyer. But if they are serious buyer, you want to disclose. Yeah. Because lots of times the neighbor. Neighbor will come and say, do you know it's murder?
Oh, actually, in my
Then they
complex.
can sue you.
Okay.
Because they can sue you if you know and you don't want to tell them. And they are newcomer from other city.
But maybe you don't know either.
If you don't know, that's fine.
Were you
But
where-
you don't want to be the realtor like you don't know anything. So when you listing with your, then long time ago, we have a disclosure form to sign. And then
So-
it's canceled.
So would you mind to tell us which website can we get this information, like from the murder or something? Because sometimes the buyer-
Murder, we only, if it's on the public, then we don't. But some news is too big. Like remember the Brownwood, the university sends student kill everybody. Then we all know the news,
Mhm.
right? And for those house when they come out, they'll be really low price, and the realtor will disclose. It did come out to the market for sale, and realtor disclose because it's such a
5
big thing.
people.
People die right after graduation party, then he write down the event, the thing, and it became really low, then people know and buy it, then that's fine.
Mhm.
And we don't want to cover and sell at the market price and sell to outside stranger, then they can sue you.
Mhm.
Only such a big thing, like, yeah. I did sell one house, it's duplex. It's my neighbor, when we're conditional sold. Our neighbor has homicide during my conditional
Okay, it's a
sold.
homicide.
Homicide is a husband kill wife, wife to
Oh,
between family. And my sign is in the middle because it's duplex. So everybody news is keep filming my sign. And everybody thinks my house. Then I asked my manager at that time, should I talk to the buyer agent? They can decide they want to continue with the old. Then my manager told me I don't need to, because first it's not my house, it's neighbor. Second, it's on the news. But me, I still decide to tell the agent. I told her, do you know the news? Our neighbor has homicide. It's on the news. And then she said, okay, she didn't know, she didn't pay attention. She said, okay, she will discuss with the buyer, and buyer decide to continue. So
Oh,
to me, I feel more comfortable to even neighbor,
Yeah,
because my
yeah.
sign is on the news.
Mhm. So
My
you're selling
boss
this
told
side.
me it's a free advertisement.
Yeah.
Huh?
So you're selling yours, but
Yeah,
then it's
duplex.
this house that had
Yes.
the homicide. Oh.
My neighbor, I meet all kind of case.
Mhm.
Yeah. I have one listing, I decorate and stage and put on the market at 10 o'clock PM. Next morning, it's burned. It's gone. It's a Taiwanese house in Panorama, yeah. So, okay, F is something like this. Okay, so you need to pay attention on this. So it continues G.
G, the seller and buyer are each responsible for completing their own due diligence and will assume all risks if they do not. H, the seller will ensure the seller will ensure the seller's representations and warrants are true by 1, reviewing documents such as RPR, land title, and registration on title. 2, determining non-resident status for income tax purposes and determining any dower rights. And 3, doing other needed research.
Okay, we stop here. So we mentioned about RPR, we mentioned about land, RPR next time, in the future, I will have a expert come talking about RPR. But we last week, we have a land title. So HI, you guys understand. Second one is non-resident status. This is quite important. If you are selling a house who is non-Canadian or they move out, they are Canadian, but they became non-taxpayer, like they want to move to other country. The important thing is you want to convert. They will change their tax status. Then when we sell their house, we need to advise them 25% of the house value will be held at the lawyer. You won't get the money right away. So for example, if you are selling 1 million, lawyer will hold 250,000. Doesn't matter you pay tax or not. Then till your accountant doing your non-resident tax, fill the form, everything. After a couple months, you will get another 25% release. So that's a process, but some buy a seller, they don't know that they already buy next house in the other country and they need the money right away. So you need to tell them if you became non-tax resident, you need to have a couple months, 25% of your house value, total house value will be held by lawyer.
For how long?
Depends on your accountant, your tax, so a couple months, and we don't know how long.
Yeah, but, okay.
You just need to advise them, so they know they shouldn't count all the money can be used right away. Okay? Yeah, I do have customer move out back to China, back to Taiwan, or move to Europe. They need to know that, and they need to hire accountant to do the tax for them. Okay, and now we have less and less this issue because of recent non-Canadian cannot buy the house. But we still have a sale where they can still sell, right? Okay,
So how does a person become a non-resident status? Is it like as soon as you move out of Canada?
if you're over 6 months and if you decide you don't want to pay tax in Canada,
You can
if
apply
you're,
that.
You have
yeah,
to apply.
if you pay tax in the other country, you don't need to pay twice, right?
Yeah.
Then you will become the non-taxpayer.
这叫非税务居民，
是需要申请吗？还是要？
肯定要。
哦，OK。
So how about because it's been 1 hour, we can continue. And next week I'm not here, okay? I will be away for 1 week. And that's stop for 1 week. I'm thinking should I continue on Zoom, but I want to take a break, holiday for 1 week. Yeah. Okay, so we can come back and continue with this topic one by one. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Can you show me number 4?
The what?
Number 4?
Number 4.
Just show on the screen.
You mean on number 4 on purchase contract?
Yes.
But we only go
No, I
to,
just wanna read.
sure. We only
you want to read.
to H, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or should we finish 3? Let's finish 3, okay?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
finish 3. It's
Sure.
easier to.
Yeah.
The buyer may get independent inspections or advice on items such as land title, registration on title, RPR, current and future use, buildings and mechanical systems, property insurance, title insurance, size of the land and buildings, interior and exterior measurements, and other items important to the buyer.
Right.
J.
Sorry, I will stop. So buyer, they are not experts, so they hope a realtor can watch this for them. Okay, so you need to be more knowledgeable or more advisable on those things. Anything you feel not right, you need to advise your buyer. Don't presume your buyer can review all those.
J, contract changes that are agreed to in writing will supersede the pre-printed clauses. K, the seller and buyer will read this contract and seek relevant advice before signing it. L, the brokerage's real estate board and listing services may collect, maintain, disclose, and publish relevant information about this transaction, including the unconditional sale price and date of sale of the property for reporting, statistical, property evaluation, and closing purposes. And M, the sellers or the buyer's brokerage will provide this contract and related documents to the appointed lawyers for the purpose of closing this contract.
Okay, so before when my time, we're still in paper, not the web form. We need to keep our contract for 5 years on file. But now it's all online on web, so our web phone system will keep your contract. It's okay. Here you need to keep it as record. And second, after the inspection, normally before possession, my lawyer will normally ask me, did you check the house same as RPR? They'll quickly ask you because it's possible for lawyer to come out, look at house. So you need to answer your lawyer. Yeah, it looks same as RPR. So better check the RPR when you put the offer before possession. If you find something different, tell your lawyer. So even small thing like air conditioner, if it's not under RPR, because it's new, Like people don't know they add the air condition at the basement or like really low, but from the bird eyes, you see a box. Tell your lawyer. And swing, there's a time the kids play the swing at the backyard, and it's not portable. It's not out here. So remember, tell your lawyer because your lawyer won't come and check the house.
Yeah,
But if they don't know anything different, you didn't tell him or her, it could be a trouble on the possession day.
How about trees? Plant
Tree is not
It's not
considered.
considered.
The permanent thing is that you build in thing for deck fence, not even like
Fountain,
swing, storage
fountains.
shed.
就凡是
air
凡
condition
是拿不着的都得行。
Hot tub is
Hot tub, if you build hot tub, maybe no need. I never
because
heard about
it's
hot tub.
technically portable. It's hard to move, but it's not.
Yeah, it's portable.
Yeah,
It's normally the foundation.
it's just you
Concrete.
just put on the yeah.
It's concrete foundation. And in the pipelines.
Yeah, and J, when contract change, agree in writing will supersede the pre-printed clause. So anything change at the early time, because we use paper, we need to cross it and people initial. Any contract we cross initial. And then you will see if we contact back and forth 5 times, you will see 5 times initial. That's the old time. Now you will see clean contract because everybody can use web phone, and after you have done deal, then you cross and you don't see many initial on top. But anything you cross initial, the previous contract void is gone. The new one is the legal one. Okay. So if all 3 is okay,
So
No
for
question?
M, why is it usually is it the seller that usually provide the contract?
Seller provide the contract.
Yeah, why is it always the
Yeah.
seller?
because normally the deposits in seller's brokerage.
Oh,
So you want to provide the contract to lawyer to request the commission.
mm,
Commission,
I
that's
see.
because of money
Okay.
issue, yeah. But if sometimes the commission hold in buyer's brokerage, or, yeah, then you put buyers,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so let's continue with number 4 next, in 2 weeks. Okay,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep. Thank you.
Is this the contract standard from?
Standard
the,
on area
oh,
form. But this is only for residential. There's different for commercial and condominium, but this is most of change will use this one.
For the apartment industry.
Yeah, that's called condominium. Yeah, we do have a recording because I keep saying, Angela, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Then we found out you're not there.
yeah, and
That's
we-
good. We have a
yeah, we
recording.
understand that Angela is on the way, right? 上路了。